saying crying? LOL, no. Those saying crying don't understand the console business. Y'all talking about crying are okay getting screwed over and over again. Why are you worried about what's happening to other people?
Your intellect is as weak as your dollar. Failure is your destiny. You disrespect yourself and your nation. You are made of stupid.
Now, there are a lot of clips of MBG having his, spastic PlayStation fanboy reaction to the ridiculous price of the PS5 Pro, and yes, it is a ridiculous price. You are genuinely just fucking yourself over if you are paying $700 for this, or if you live outside of the US, $880 or even $900 for a PS5 Pro, which is insane. But today I want to take a look at this specific MBG clip, the one where he gets upset that, why do you even care about how much money other people are spending? Why do you care that they're screwing us over? It's like, dude, are you serious? Why would I not care? Like, how dumb are you? What do you mean? Well, we're gonna get to that in a little bit. First, I want to give a quick shout out to Astro Cyborg on Twitter for, saving all these clips. Thank you. Good job. So now we're gonna take a look at this specific clip because I think this one's the funniest. Let's get right into it.
Are okay getting screwed over and over again. Why are you worried about what's happening to other people? Why are you worried? Why are you worried about how other people are choosing to spend their money?
Yeah, so obviously I am worried about, I guess, what other people spend their money on. Because you're being scammed. Okay, someone's come up to you with a huge scam in which you pay way more money than you should for something. And your response isn't to call him out on your bullshit. Your response is to not only pay him that money, but then suck his dick as well for the fun of it. Now the main problem here is obviously if they can fuck you over this easily and scam you out of your money this easily, then they're gonna try to do that eventually. To me, other companies are gonna see this, be like, hey, we don't actually have to treat our consumers properly. We can just charge them ridiculous amounts of money for no reason and they'll pay. Okay, let's start doing that. Same shit when Sony randomly raised the price of video games from $60 to $70 for a complete bullshit reason, and then other companies started doing the same thing. That's why I'm worried or annoyed that people are actually buying into this scam, and that's what it is. It's a scam.
Why are you worried about people who are happy to buy a new product from a company? How does that affect you?
Now, I've already explained how it affects other people who aren't buying this, so I'm not going to get into that again. But it's just so funny to me that he doesn't even realize, he can't come up with a single reason why other people might be upset or worried about this.
It's a serious question. Like, this is the thing that has popped in my mind more than anything over the last 24 hours is just the amount of concern coming from people who actually don't seem to care. Or if they do care, they are just ignoring certain facts, such as you don't have to spend $700. And if you feel as though Sony's screwing you over, don't give them your money.
What does he mean, people who don't care? Like, yeah, I don't really care about Sony. I don't care about the PS5, about the PS5 Pro, about anything related to PlayStation. I really don't care, right? But just because I don't care doesn't mean I can't have an opinion, right? Or just be worried for my fellow consumers on the basis of I don't want people to get screwed out of their money for no reason. But more so than that, he just doesn't seem to grasp the idea that if Sony sells a lot of PS5 Pros for these ridiculous amounts of money, because again, $700 in the US is the cheapest version of the PS Pro. In Europe, it's $880. In the UK, it's $914. If people spend a lot of money on this, like a lot of people buy it, then again other companies will look at that and be like, oh, we can also charge our customers ridiculous amounts of money for no reason. And then I eventually do end up getting screwed over, and that's why people who usually don't give a shit about the PS5 are now complaining about anti-consumerism.
I will say, I almost thought for a moment yesterday, like, could we see Sony bend the knee here? If there was enough backlash from the Pro, would Sony change course?
Yes, probably. I mean, not until they saw like a drop in pre-order numbers or like actual sales. But eventually, yes, they would be forced to change the price. Obviously, you're not going to do that. But that is the problem, right? You should be boycotting this until they make it cheaper. I'm not sure at this point if these people will just like buy anything with a Sony logo on it because it has a Sony logo on it, and because it has a Sony logo on it, it's worth whatever price they're asking, or if they just think they don't have any power over these corporations, because you definitely do, mate. Your wallet is like an insane amount of power.
And I realized absolutely not. Absolutely not. Dude, no, like literally 100 people could buy the Pro and Sony's not going to lower the price because it doesn't matter. All right, maybe not 100 people, but like 1 million people. Like 1 million people could buy the Pro and Sony's fine with that because the point of the Pro is to be a premium product.
What? What? No, they would not be fine with that. If 1 million people bought the Pro, then they would lower the price instantly. Does my guy not know how this shit works? Sony makes a certain amount of these consoles that they put in warehouses. They lose money on every console they make, and they need to get that money back on software sales, right? That's how consoles work. If only 1 million people buy the Pro, then they're in serious deep shit because they got a lot of them like laying around in warehouses then that no one is buying, so they would have to lower the price in order to get rid of them. That's how this works. Like, bro is just proving he knows fucking nothing about the industry he talks about all the time.
So this is why I'm like, this isn't a Helldivers 2 PSN network or account situation. This isn't a Concord situation. This is different. This is just straight up, hey, here's a $700 console that's not necessary for you to enjoy games. But if it's something you're interested in, it's there for you.
No, that's just not how Pro consoles work. Pro consoles literally exist to replace their predecessor, right? The PS4 Pro, PS5 Pro, even shit like, I guess, the new Nintendo 3DS exist for a consumer who does not yet own a PS5 in this case, and want the PS5. That's why the PS5 Pro is there. So that people who want a PS5 will now buy a PS5 Pro, because it's the best way to play PS5 games. That is why it exists. It's not a luxury product just for, if you want it. No, it's specifically made to replace the PS5 as the definitive way of playing PlayStation games this gen.
I think people are under the, like, the people who are thinking that this is a test for the PlayStation 6, I mean, listen, it could be.
Yeah, so no clue what he's on about. Obviously, this is not a test for the PS6. That makes no sense. And the people who think that were probably dropped as a child, like very hard down the stairs. So for the final part of this video, I want to show a different clip where he also has a very, very stupid take. Let's just watch, right?
You know what I want to know? And to me, this is the big one, right? I want to know how many people on the internet are just lying right now. And what I mean by that is, I want to know how many people are saying today, they're like freaking out. They're saying today, I'm not buying a Pro. It's a ripoff, this, and that. But they're going to end up doing it anyway. They're going to end up buying one anyway.
This is such a delusional comment. I don't think anybody who has, said that they're not buying a Pro because it's a scam, which it is a scam, is eventually going to buy a Pro. Because at least the vast majority of them aren't. Because they're people who are smart and not dumb, and who have self-respect and don't, worship a plastic box, which are all things that, MBG isn't. MBG is stupid. He's brain dead, basically. He worships plastic box. He sucks Sony's dick for free in his videos. It's insane, right? And that he's so delusional, he has to come up with like this fucking game theory, I guess, that the most people who are talking shit actually, they're actually going to buy this, and they're secretly huge fans. Like, shut the fuck up, okay? There are people who saw this scam for what it is, a scam.
I want to know, like, yeah, I just get this feeling, man, that like, it's always the same thing with this, where you could say, yes, and I agree, like, you could say, man, $700 is a lot. It absolutely is. It's a lot of money, and things are not getting cheaper these days. It's a lot of money. But the big thing here is, like, I think what people maybe are missing is that in order for a product like a PS5 Pro to truly flop, I think it needs to offer something truly undesirable.
Yes, and paying like $914 fucking dollars for it is very undesirable. Right? Like $700 is expensive as fuck. Way more expensive than any console should be. And that's the cheapest option you have. And that, well, if you live in the US. If you live anywhere outside the US, this thing is even more expensive.
And that's where I'm not convinced that what the PS5 Pro is going to offer is undesirable. I do think, and I think that this is what Sony's trying to communicate, and they, at least in their marketing, Sony's trying to communicate that we are trying to give this we made this product for a group of PlayStation console gamers who were asking for more.
Yeah, and that product is called the PC, baby. Let's go. Like, honestly, what does the PS5 have that the PC doesn't have? I mean, PS5 Pro have, right? It runs the games better. Bitch, PlayStation games run better on the PC than they do on the PlayStation 5. Or they will on the PlayStation 5 Pro. Or the controller has haptic feedback. You can buy the controller and hook it up to your PC. Because Sony has released a fucking DualShock app where you can use, on your PC, you can use the fucking haptic feedback. And all the games are gonna come to PC anyway. So, it really doesn't matter. You want the best fucking PlayStation experience, you don't buy a PlayStation, you buy a fucking PC, bitch. But I guess the peasants haven't figured that one out yet, gladly, because otherwise, you know, they'd be doing this kind of dick sucking here on my preferred platform, which would actually lead to me really getting screwed over. If these people come here, like, they don't give a fuck about any form of anti-consumerism, so I just get absolutely fucked. Anyway, with that being said, I want to end the video here. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel, boys. And I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.